George just said he's not one for New Year's resolutions, but I bet some of you have actually got some, haven't you? Probably. But I'm not going to ask you to embarrass yourself and tell us what it is. I used to have one for about, I think probably 25 years. I'm going to stop biting my nails. That was my New Year's resolution. Did it ever happen? No. And then when I stopped doing New Year's resolutions, got to a point in a conversation with one of my daughters, she said, "Do you know how many germs under your nails?" And she told me from her science. I thought, I've got to stop. And I stopped, and it happened. It was amazing. New Year's resolutions. Do you know, I think often, isn't it? New Year's resolution, you said it, and then by the second week of January, you've blown it. And then by the end of January, you're kind of so disillusioned, you've given up most of the time. But I do want to talk about, all right, 2 verses. What therefore, if I'm not going to have a New Year's resolution, what could I hold on to? And George said, yeah, you know, it's actually, let's get hold of what's in here. And this little proverb, all right, it's not really a proverb, but it's in Proverbs, and it's just 2 verses which speak to me so much. All right, let's read it together. All right, here we go. Ready? Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. All right, now let's go think about that for a minute. First of all right, okay, children, if you were driving, all right, let's imagine you're in the car, and you could choose between those 2 roads, the crooked road or the straight road. Which do you think would be the easiest to drive on? The straight, thanks Felix, well done, straight in there. The straight one, of course it is. Get it into a gear, or if it's an automatic it's done for you, and you just hold on to that steering wheel and go forward. Easy. The crooked road is a lot harder, isn't it? It's bending and twisting and turning. Now, out of those 2 roads, which road do you think you might get more fun and enjoyment on being on? Go on, which one do you think? The crooked one. Do you know what? There's something about our human nature. There's something about our human nature that looks at those 2 roads and goes, yeah, I know that's the safe one, but I'd have more fun on that crooked one. And we get tempted in life to think the crooked path of life is actually a more fun, more exciting path. But do you know what? The crooked path is a rough path. Right? It's a path full of dangers and trouble. And what God is saying in that little verse that we just read, he's saying actually, we can journey through life. We can journey through life and actually have a smooth, straight path if we do some things. If we do some certain things. Alright? And we're going to have a look at that. And the first thing is trust. Trust. Trust in the Lord. Okay? And we're just going to have a go and see whether I can get someone to trust me. Right, I need someone very brave. Someone very, very brave. Is there anybody who's brave? Come on, who's brave? Dylan, are you brave? Are you sure? I think you're quite a brave guy, really. But anyway, all right. Who's brave? I need someone. I have to pick on someone to become brave. Ava. Come on. Okay, Ava. You're one of these on, yeah? So Ava, you see there's an obstacle course. Okay, come up here. All you got to do is get yourself across the obstacle course without falling off. So you'll be blindfolded. Okay? Now go steady. It is the crooked road. Careful. Watch out for crocodiles. Okay? How are you feeling? Bit strange. You're very wobbly. You don't normally wobble like this when you're walking around. The bench is wobbly. Oh, okay. I don't know. Don't tell her. You've been brave. You are being very brave.
Go on, Amy.
Yay!
Go on, Jack.
Okay, not there. Okay. Take this off for a sec. Okay, go sit down for a sec. I'm going to go now. Not bad though, she got to the end of it. That's not easy at all. Alright? Trying to go through the path of life, alright, on our own is extremely difficult. Right, if you remember back to the Christmas story, one of the Bible readings often read at Christmas time is all about that the world is in darkness. The world is in darkness. It's actually like we're blind. We're blind. And we're trying to journey through life. And we really don't know where we're going. And there are twists and turns and problems come. And we really don't know how to navigate through this world. But we keep going, and we keep trying, and we keep pushing through the darkness. But this little verse talks about trusting the Lord. Alright? Trusting God. I just thought I'd have a little see. Who do you trust? If you trust the person that comes up on the screen, can you put a hand on your head? If you really don't trust them, don't move your hand. Okay? Here we go then. Alright? Do you trust this person? Would you trust them? Oh, yeah. Marcus would, yeah. Marcus would trust her. Okay. What about this one?
Do you trust Spider-Man?
Would you trust Spider-Man? Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Not many of you trust anybody. Okay, let's try another one. Would you trust this one? No, okay, no. Oh, yeah, Felix, do you know what? I thought you might put your hand up for that one. Here we go, next one. Simon Cowell. Right, some of these are for the adults, sorry kids, some of these are. Oh, would you trust Peppa Pig? Anyone trust Peppa? No? God. Yeah, Ava would trust Peppa Pig, okay. Okay, oh, would you trust? Interesting, okay. Yeah, lots of people trust. Okay. What about this one then? Oh! Oh. Probably not, okay. Bear Grylls. Some of you would trust Bear Grylls. Depends where I am with him. Yeah? If you say, yeah, you can jump off this cliff, it's alright, it'll be fine. Cruella de Vil from the 101 Dalmatians. No one trusts her, okay. Now that isn't really Jesus, alright? That's an actor playing the part of Jesus, just so you know. We don't know what Jesus looked like. But yeah, okay, quite a few, okay, would trust Jesus. Alright, trust the Lord. That's where it all starts. And then that verse says, trust in the Lord, alright, with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. What does that mean? Lean not on your own understanding. Alright, I know quite a few things. Sometimes I amaze my kids. When I come out with something, they go, Dad, how did you know that? And I'm like, I don't really know. I just seem to know it. And then something else will come up and I've got no clue. And then someone says, oh, you were a head teacher, you'll be great at quiz night, wouldn't you? And I'm like, I'm rubbish. Because the things they ask, I don't know. My understanding, right, might seem quite a bit compared to your understanding. But if I was talking to Chad, my son, about computer programming, his understanding is far greater than mine on computer programming. And you might think his understanding of other things is far greater as well, because that's what sons often do. But you know what? All of our understanding is like this compared to the understanding of God. His ways are so much higher than my ways. His understanding is so vast compared to my minuscule understanding. And so instead of leaning on my own understanding, and in fact, instead of leaning on other people's understanding, I've got some people from the past got Plato. People look back to Plato a lot. Do you know he influences our thinking in Great Britain an awful lot, although he died a long time ago. Alright? We can think, actually, Plato knew what was going on. We'll go with his ideas. His ideas are like this compared to God's. Or Gandhi. Gandhi was this great spiritual leader in India at a difficult time, and people would go to him to ask for wisdom, and yeah, he was a wise guy, and he did a great job of helping his country, but his understanding's like this compared to God's. Or what about modern people like the Kardashians? Do you know, some people do. They follow every word they say. That's how I must live. That's how I must do my makeup. That's how I must organise my life. That's how I must raise my child. They look at the wisdom of celebrities. Or perhaps Marcus Rashford. Great, isn't he a great guy? Amazing guy. Alright, footballer, but also all the work he's done for free school meals for children in school. He's been amazing. But his understanding is that compared to God's. Do you know, even your parents understand. I know you think your parents, especially your dad, just amazing, isn't he? He knows so much. But do you know what? Even their understanding is like that compared to the understanding of God. And so that Bible verse, trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. Right? Who should we lean on then? If we're not going to lean on our own understanding, we lean on God's understanding. Adults, I just want to encourage you. If you're not in the regular pattern of reading this, I just want to encourage you, find a way of changing it this year. New Year's resolution, don't do it, but just start reading it. Find a way of doing it. It just helps us get an understanding of the wisdom of God. The wisdom of God. The last little phrase then says this: in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. Does it mean if I trust God, if I lean on his understanding, because I keep reading this and trusting what it says, if I do that and I acknowledge him, and we'll look at what acknowledge means in a moment, does it mean my path will be absolutely smooth and straight and I have no problems in life ever again? Does it mean that? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. It means that the twists and turns of life and the problems that might come, the perspective I have of them changes because I'm trusting in the Lord. And I'll show you what I mean. Ava, I need you again. Come on. We're going to have another go at the obstacle course, okay? She's still going to be blindfolded. Step on. Don't you want to start? Right, she's still going to be blindfolded. This time, let's go through that verse. Trust in the Lord. Now, I am not Jesus, but I'm going to play the role of Jesus right now, okay? So I'm going to be the one that you can trust. Okay. Then it says, don't lean on your own understanding. So you weren't sure when you got to the end, were you? No. You can lean on my understanding. If I tell you you've got to the end, you know you've got to the end because you can trust me. And the last bit says, acknowledge him in all your ways. What does that mean? Well, that, I think, talks about actually acknowledging that he is Lord of your life when you come to difficult moments. It's acknowledging him as Lord of your life when you get to a choice to be made in life. Because when you get to a choice, you can just go, I'm going to go that way. But actually, what God says, if you trust him and ask him, acknowledge him in the moment of the choice, he will direct your path. He will make your path straight. Let's see how it goes. So, Ava, follow my voice and just walk slowly towards me. That's it. Keep coming and do really well. Nice and steady. Don't go fast. Nice and steady. You've got about 4 more steps. Well done. Okay. Now you turn, face Well done. Now, big step up. And then you can do it up onto the top. Well done. Okay, now hold on there. Now, there are times in life where we can just get our confidence from our trust in God. And we can ask him and say, I'm not sure where to go now. I'm not sure which choice to make. And God, when we pray to him, gives us a sense in our heart of, okay, I feel that sense from the Spirit, this is what I'm going to do next. And we can step out in faith and trust God. And there are times, do you know what, when he, by his Spirit, comes right alongside us and he's with us. And he's got us. Right, so we can now steps carefully forward, just go forward, just feel your feet where the next bench is. That's it. Well done. That's it. And God, when we trust in him, he walks with us. He goes every step. Does it mean all the obstacles have disappeared? No, they haven't. They haven't disappeared. But with God walking with us, holding us, caring for us, we can make our way through our journey of life. Now turn towards my voice. That's it. Well done. Keep turning. That's it. And you're going to step down very gently down the lane. Well done. Excellent. Right. And sometimes God lets us work on our own. So come forward. And you'll feel the bench. You can use your hand if you want to. No, don't take it down. Foot down lower. There you go. Go on. You're very brave to stand up. I've got on my knees. Right, come towards my voice. Come towards my voice. That's it. And that's a really big step down. Well done. And now turn towards my voice. And step up. A little step. That's it. That's so good. And walk forward. Just be careful there, we can feel the edges. And then jump down. Got a big jump. Oh, well done. Trusting in the Lord. All right? Trust him with all your heart. Don't lean on your understanding. Right? Ava had a kind of picture in her head of that obstacle course, but she could have just trusted and gone, I'm going to go for it, bang, bang, bang. We know what would have happened, don't we? She'd have come, she'd have hurt herself. But what God is saying to us, if we trust him, if we lean on his understanding, if we get the truth of his word in our heart, even when there are difficult choices to make in life, even when the journey can be rough and tough, actually he promises to be with us. And I really struggle with this last bit, all right, when he says, all right, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. He will make straight your path. That's a hard statement to get your head around, isn't it? Because I know that I've faced some difficult times in life. And when I'm going through those difficult times, I can sometimes feel, is God really with me? Is he really there? But what I've learned is as I look back on those moments, I can see that God was with me. And when I have trusted him with the choices that I've made, do you know what? The path has been smooth and the path has been straight. So I can look back, I can see it. I can see it. Sometimes in the moment it's hard, but I can see it as I look back over my life, that he has been there for me. And that's my prayer. That's my hope this year, that we will all learn to trust him with all our heart. Not be influenced by all the understanding of all these other people, not even with my own selfish will of going, I know what's best. But actually going, God, I'm going to acknowledge you in this. When I come to this moment, I'm going to acknowledge you. I believe you are sovereign God. So God, would you guide me and lead me? And then do you know what? I'd like Ava then just grab my hand and she trusted me then for the bits of the walk. I know I can just trust God as I go forward. Even if some difficult stuff comes my way, I can still trust him because I know he's there with me. You know, it's good to get scripture into our hearts. Alright? And one way to do it is to learn to sing it. So we're going to learn a little song. I'm going to go like this. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Should we try that? Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Okay, the next bit goes like this. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your, try that. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your path. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. And I was thinking of what Bible story is there that shows us this perfectly? And the story I thought of was this guy, Daniel. Daniel. Remember Daniel? So Daniel, well, he was very much like Dylan. He was handsome. He was intelligent. He was wise. And about the age that Dylan is, you what, 11, 12? How old are you now? 12. About that age, do you know what? His country, Israel, was invaded. And him, along with some others, were taken captive as slaves to Babylon. But Daniel was one of these gentlemen, one of these young men that trusted the Lord with all his heart. He was very wise, but he didn't lean on his own understanding. He leant on God's word. And in every single way of his life, he acknowledged God as Lord and allowed God to direct his path, to make his path straight. So you can imagine going as a slave to a foreign land. And he gets chosen to be someone who's trained up to become one of the helpers of the king of Babylon. And the first problem he comes against is that actually, do you know what? The food they ate in Babylon wasn't food that Jewish people eat. And he's like, what do? Do I just go, well, I'm a captive, I'm a slave, I've got no choice here, I'll just have to go along with it and eat it. It's actually really rich and it's not going to be good for me, it's not going to be healthy, but I'm going to have to do it, I'm a slave. He could have done that, couldn't he? But he didn't. He trusted God. And do you know what? He spoke up and he went up to the official and he went, I'm sorry, I can't eat that stuff. I can't eat that stuff. You've got to eat it. The king's ordered that you eat it. No, I can't eat it. And he said, do you know what? What I'll do is, can you just give me vegetables? Just give me vegetables and I'll eat vegetables. You're on that diet, David, are you? You're on the vegetable diet. That's what you're doing. Seafood diet. He's on a seafood diet. Explain to your kids what that is later. So he said, just give me vegetables and do it for a period of time and see, do I look like I'm getting weak? Do I look like I'm failing because I'm not eating the rich food of Babylon? And so the officials said, okay, well, we'll try it. And they did it, and he ate vegetables, and he looked more kind of vibrant and healthy than the other people. Why? Because he trusted the Lord. He trusted God and did what God was saying. So his life went on and he did really well and he was a great help in Babylon. But the story you'll all remember is a story about when he was a bit older. He still trusted God. And he was the best helper in Babylon. But some of the others were really jealous of him. And so do you know what they did? They went up to the king and said, King, why don't you set a new law? A new law. The law is this, that everyone for the next 30 days must worship only you. They can't worship any other gods, just you. If anyone kneels down and worships any other god during this time, they get thrown to the lions. Now, I'm not sure why the king of Babylon had any lions. Perhaps he had his own private zoo. We don't know. Or were they there just as a punishment? I don't know. But he had lions. So anyway, so the law is declared. Now what do? You're Daniel. You're a slave. You're in a foreign land. You now know that if you don't obey the law, the punishment is going to the lions. We could go on the path away, or we can go on the path to God. And what does Daniel do? Daniel trusts the Lord. He prays and leans on God's understanding. He acknowledges God in this and goes, God, I'm with you, no matter what might happen. Well, the other officials see Daniel praying, and they go up to the king and they whisper in the king's ear and go, Daniel's broken your rule. And then the king's like, oh no, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Daniel's my trusted helper. But he has to follow the law. And so he takes Daniel and he throws Daniel in the lion's den. And I think you know what happens. He gets eaten up! No, he doesn't. He doesn't. God shuts the mouths of the lion. He shuts the mouths. You see, he trusted God. Did the problem go away? No, the problem was there. He still ended up going into the lion's den, but he trusted God. He leant on God's understanding, and God was with him in the lion's den. In our times of trouble, adults, God is with us. He's there with us. All right, those lions' mouths were shut. You might say, well, why didn't God just stop him going into the lion's den and all together? Well, we have to trust God on that. Why he allows us to go through some parts of our journey. Do you know what? The king couldn't sleep. He was so worried about what's happening to Daniel. And in the morning he gets up and he rushes down to the lion's den. And he calls, Daniel, has your God saved you? And Daniel cries out, I'm a lion. Right? I was innocent. He actually says this. I was innocent. Those people spoke against me, but I was innocent. And God kept me safe. See, he trusted the Lord. He gave his heart to God. And he did what God asked, and God was there with him. And do you know what? You and I can actually say exactly what Daniel said in that moment as the king came to rescue him from the lion's den. He said, I am innocent. Are you innocent? Are you innocent? Do you deserve any punishment? Well, actually, do you know what? If I'm honest with you, I'm not that innocent. I've made some big mistakes. I've made some big messes in my life. I've been unkind to people sometimes. But you know what? Just like Daniel could say, I'm innocent, I too can stand before God innocent. Do you know why? Because my big brother Jesus has already paid the penalty for me. So when God sees me and meets me, he doesn't see all my mess. He sees the purity of Jesus in me. And that's why we can celebrate and take bread and the juice, because it's reminding us of what Jesus has done for us. That just like Daniel could say, I'm innocent. That's why God stopped the lions. I don't have to fear death. I don't have to fear punishment, because Jesus has made me innocent by his blood. So, as we go forward into 2023, I want to encourage you, trust in the Lord. Don't lean on your own understanding. Lean on God's understanding. Get into his word. Let it refresh you. And in all your ways, that means in those big decisions in life, in those small decisions in life, before you click send on a WhatsApp message or a text, acknowledge God. God, is this your will? Is this your heart for this moment? Acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will make straight your path. He will. It's the promise of God.